Welcome, everyone. I honor the spirit of Paulina Key, Houghton, and Isel Dobel, who just spoke with us. And yay, look at you all. Wow. Hey. My name's Guy Dauncey. I'm emceeing the night, trying to keep things on track. We acknowledge that we're meeting on the traditional territory of the Houghton tribes for thousands of years. This evening is about transformation, change. From this side of the news channels, we get the climate crisis. From this side, we get the ecological crisis. Oceans filling up with plastics, insects collapsing, extreme droughts, extreme forest fires. We all know in our guts that something is going seriously wrong with the way we run our economy and our society, and that it is our time to change. We need to include the voice of 16-year-old children to say, wake up, you guys. Wake up. It's time to panic and get serious about change. So many people, deep down in their hearts, know that things have to change, even if we don't know the why and the how of it. Here tonight, we're talking about forests, and we have some specialists who do know the why and the how of it. There's an African saying, Jennifer Houghton, can you come up? There's an African saying that if you want to travel fast, go alone. If you want to travel far, go together. We are together here tonight. And one woman here, Jennifer Houghton, has traveled 650 kilometers from Grand Forks to be among us. She lived through the disastrous flood of 2018 when she and thousands of others were flooded out of their homes, in part because of deforestation and climate crisis. Jennifer.
Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here. I drove here from Grand Forks just for this event. Yeah. What you guys are doing is so important. In May of 2018, Grand Forks was hit by the most catastrophic flood that BC has ever experienced. My house had 4 feet of water in it, and in the days following the flood, I saw my friends and neighbors walking around town in shock and devastation, and I decided to film a documentary about our experience. And in the process of researching the causes of the flood for the documentary, people pointed me in the direction of forestry. And since then, I've been pointed in the direction of the science that shows how the forestry practices in our watershed were a major contributor to the flood. And so, in Grand Forks, we're forming a group. Our watershed is in what's called the boundary area. So we formed the Boundary Forest Watershed Stewardship Society, newly minted group of concerned citizens, so that we can do 2 things. We can join the voices across BC that are pushing to change legislation, and we can also take control of our forests back into the hands of the residents who live in those forests, who live in that area. What you guys are doing here is so important. You guys own your forest. We do not. And the rest of us are watching. What you are doing here is going to have an impact on communities across British Columbia. One of the things I've also discovered is that there are hundreds of communities across BC that are speaking up for their forests, just like Grand Forks is, just like you are. And we're all fighting the battle in isolation. This past weekend, I met with our MLA, and she told me that the government isn't going to change. The government isn't going to do anything until floods like our flood happen 20 more times. But I don't think it's going to take 20 more times for the people to work together. And so, on April the 6th, Forest March BC will happen across this province. People will stand up in their own communities and they will gather and they will march for the forest. So mark it on your calendar. Saturday, April 6th, Forest March BC. We'll all stand up in our communities and we'll speak up to return control of the forests back into the hands of the people who love them, back into the hands of the people who care for them, back into the hands of the people who are affected by them. So watch out. Next week, the website will be up, Forest March BC. What you guys are doing here is so important. Thank you so much for doing it, and thank you so much for this event.